GF shares bed with her guy friend and doesn't find it weird. Update. Thank you to everyone who replied. As I had suspected, I got a lot of differing opinions. Some said it's completely unacceptable. Some said it's completely normal. Some said they might be like brother and sister. That doesn't make it better. Not many people share beds with their adult sister. Some called me insecure and said I don't trust her. Anyways, I broke up with her half an hour ago. I sent her a text. I've been thinking about this for a long time but didn't know how to say this. I am not in a good place for a serious relationship right now, so it's better to part ways on good terms rather than stay and let the relationship become a source of unhappiness for both of us. You deserve someone amazing, and I really wish you find that person who will give you all the attention and time that you deserve. I am sorry to do this by text, but I don't have the strength to carry out this conversation in person, and for that I am sorry. I wish you all the best, and I will drop off your stuff at your place at your convenience. Quote. As to why it's so important to me, well, my bed has always been a very personal and private space for me. I have shared my bed with a very few people in my life. Usually I prefer to sleep alone as I am an only child. So if a woman shares my bed, it means they are also sharing a part of intimacy which is reserved for my romantic partner and no one else. It might seem weird to some people, but my bed is my safe place and very few people have access to it. It's clear to me that me and my girlfriend have different ideas about intimacy and personal boundaries, and it's okay. I would never want to change my partner, and hopefully my partner never tries to change me, and I wish to find someone who has similar boundaries in regards to this subject. So, thank you to everyone who chimed in with their experiences. Edit. A lot of you were asking my age. I am 21 and she is 25. We dated for 10 months. My first post. Bruh, did people seriously try to convince you this was okay? What the fuck lol, you made the right move. Except I disagree, she deserves better. Gaslighting your partner while you sleep with another guy is so fucked up. While I broadly agree with most things you said, your attitude screams conflict avoidance. Which is not necessarily terrible, but will be a handicap if you let it become one. There is a difference between sharing your thoughts, feelings and insecurities, and trying to control someone. Being so afraid of conflict will mean you will close yourself off at the first opportunity. Just keep it in mind and don't let past shitty experiences keep you from living your life. Being in a relationship is about change. Hell, life is about change. Controlling someone is shitty, but not letting them know what you think isn't necessarily a favor. I'm glad you sorted it out, but I really don't understand the lack of transparency. Why share your feelings with Reddit but not with your girlfriend? That's a very cryptic breakup text. You did both of yourselves a disservice by not being honest. All that crap about not being in a good place. Just tell her the truth. The top comments were just telling you to have a conversation with her about it, and you couldn't even do that lol. So instead of telling her the truth in person, you gave her the "it's not you, it's me" over text. Whatever. My husband told me he hated me. I've 28F, have been married to my husband, 29, for 5 years. My husband was drunk, no surprise there, and he ended up going to bed before I did. Usually not a problem, but he had passed out in the middle of the bed, leaving me with no room. After several minutes of trying to rise him to scoot him over, he starts asking me why I'm nagging him that he's trying to sleep. After telling him that he's taking up practically the whole bed, he gets mad and says, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? Do you want to rethink what you just said? You're insane, you know what? Go do something else, leave the fucking room, leave me alone. I hate you, I don't love you. You have plenty of fucking room. What the hell do I do? Do I try to change him or leave? Do what he said, leave him. Why stay with someone that doesn't love and respect you? He needs some help, but not from you. In fact, leaving him might be the best way to help him, if that's how you're looking at it, due to him being your husband of 5 years. So that he can see that he needs to change, due to losing his long-term partner. You don't deserve this behavior, treatment, and to worry and feel like this, to come here and need to ask for advice because he's put you in this position. Don't let him explain any of it away. People commenting above are right, and if he grew up with abuse, it could be stuff to do with that, but whatever the reason, you do not deserve it and should not deal with it. He needs to sort himself out. I'm so sorry and I wish you the best. Alcohol doesn't change the channel. It just turns the volume up. When he wakes up, don't buy the excuse, "I was drunk, I didn't mean it." Alcohol lowers your inhibitions, it doesn't turn you into a different person. On another note, anyone who uses a substance to the point that they lose self-control has a problem. He needs help. You can't change him. Go to Al-Anon. I don't drink anymore, but in my going out stage of life I drunk a lot. It exaggerated my mental health. Sometimes I would say things I didn't mean, other times I said things I had always wanted to say but bottled up. It gets to the point that intentions don't matter. Whether they were true or not doesn't matter. Hurtful things were said and it's not okay. He is prone to drinking and saying abusive things to you when drunk. That's it, that's the bottom line. Him meaning it or not meaning it doesn't change that. Without him realizing this too and recovering from his alcohol use, then this will continue to happen to you. She thinks I'm just a mellow stoner but I'm autistic. Too long did not read. A woman I'm dating made a comment about how my mellow personality fits perfectly into her life and is exactly what she needs. She wants a future and kids with me. She thinks I'm so mellow because I'm a stoner, which is true, but I'm also autistic. Should I tell her? I've been dating a woman for a while and things have been going extremely well between us. The other day, she made a comment about how perfectly I fit into her life and specifically made a comment about my mellow personality. She says my personality is exactly what she needs and I'm perfect for her. She thinks it's because I'm a stoner, and yeah, I usually am high at least 16–18 hours of the day, but she doesn't know I'm also autistic, just high functioning. I've never been one to talk a lot, to the point where I may come off as really awkward and antisocial to some people. This woman often talks about having kids with me, marriage and all of that. I have a strong feeling I'll be heading in this direction with her because of how well everything is going and our families like us together. Should I tell her that I'm autistic or just let her continue to think I'm just a major stoner, which isn't a lie? I feel like I've gotten pretty good at not doing and saying things that may give off the fact I'm autistic, so maybe she will never find out? Just looking for advice. Yes, you should tell her. And if she's madly in love with you who is stoned most of the day, I highly doubt being autistic is going to deter her in any way. You can be mellow and quiet and not autistic boyfriend, so you don't have to blame it on that. But yeah, at some point you should tell her you're autistic as it's a part of who you are. The whole point of a relationship is finding someone you can be open and vulnerable with. You're more anxious than you have to be about telling her. For the vast majority of people, being high-functioning autistic isn't a deal-breaker. A lie of omission is still a lie. If you can't be honest about yourself with her when there is a much smaller commitment, how can you be honest when there is a permanent connections and massive commitment via children? Tell her the truth, the sooner the better, rip off that band-aid. I'm surprised she's okay with the fact that you're high 16–18 hours every day. I recommend you tell the truth. Do you feel that you can be honest with her about being autistic without her making ableist remarks? If yes, you should tell her. If no, then I think it's time to evaluate if that's the sort of relationship you want to be in for potentially the rest of your life. I'm saying this as it seems serious enough where future plans together are being discussed and you're feeling about heading that direction. As a fellow autistic, don't just go on. Maybe she'll never find out, because I can't see that ending well. You shouldn't have to essentially constantly mask. Avoid doing it, saying things that would let people know you're autistic, in any relationship. Masking long-term is horrible for mental health. And you should feel you can trust your partner with information about yourself. She will find out at some point. It's weird to talk about kids already if you don't even know each other that well. Also, consider the fact that there's a strong possibility your children will be autistic too. My 25F boyfriend, 24M, went out with his coworker for dinner and was gone for 5 hours. My boyfriend of 5+ years just started this job about a month ago and became instant friends with this girl who works there. Let's call her Lauren. She's super cool, she was a DJ, she's into cars and street races, she's from Europe. He's told me all this stuff about her and I'm equally interested. Before we get into what bothers me, I want to say I'm not a jealous or insecure person. I know I'm attractive and I have a great personality. I know he's loyal and devoted to me. He never gave me a reason not to trust him or even be suspicious. In the case he wasn't loyal, that's his loss. I don't worry about other girls or him doing anything, so this isn't what this is about. So Lauren invites him to this restaurant, cigar bar down the street from where we live. He asks me if he can go. I say yeah because I truly don't mind. Yesterday was when they planned to go to. He left at 4:30 p.m. Didn't hear from him for hours. I look at his location around 9:30 p.m. to check in and I see he's not at the restaurant he said he'd be at, so I freak out to myself. I thought he was going to her house and again, wasn't freaking out because I thought he was going to cheat on me, I was freaking out because he didn't even bother to update me. He gets home and tells me all about dinner. He told me what he got, some of the things they talked about, and told me they went on a ride in her pimped-out Camaro after, which explains the location change. I go to bed less bothered by it than I was, but this morning I brought it up again asking if it'll be a frequent thing. The conversation went all sorts of ways, but I told him if he were in my shoes, he wouldn't be just okay with it. He said it's not the same because I'm a girl. He then said there's nothing between him and Lauren and that he loves me, but I said that's not what it's about. I thought it was inconsiderate he didn't update me, especially since I had to look at his location to find him in a different place than he was at, like 9:30 at night. He also kept saying she's a coworker, but if she's a coworker, why do you need to hang out with her outside of work for 5 hours? He apologized for being inconsiderate, but I still feel some type of way about it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm upset about or what the feeling stems from. I'm not trying to tell him who to hang out with, and I really don't care if he has girlfriends, which he doesn't even have. This is the first time he's ever hung out with a coworker outside of work, and I also don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. How would you feel about this and go about it? Too long did not read. Loyal boyfriend hangs out with female coworker from 4:30 p.m. 10 p.m. and doesn't check in the entire time. I'm upset about the amount of time they hung out for and about the whole situation. I don't think it's jealousy because I'm not jealous of her or their relationship or anything, but I just don't feel the best about it. Edit. I think I left out some, maybe, important info. 1. He told me he'd be out for around 1.22 hours but said he wasn't really sure, so I feel like an update on him being longer than planned would have been nice. 2. She has a boyfriend that she doesn't call her boyfriend because she's not into commitment, but they do BF, GF things. He also lives states away, where she used to live, visits because of family. And she said she likes it that way because she doesn't have to see him every day. 3. She's also asked other people she works with if they wanted to go to this place with her, but no one was interested in cigars, so it's not like she asked just him. 4. They split the bill. Edit 2. He has girlfriends. My issue isn't a friendship with the opposite sex. He's gone out to a show with my good friend just them before. Her boyfriend is his good friend. He's also hung out with a childhood friend and her roommate just them three. He met a girl he had class W and hung out with her. And his friend who also had the same class. He went off alone at a fest and came back to tell me he met a super cool girl and wanted to introduce us, so he did, and there's more examples. So I'm not trying to control him and tell him who he can and can't hang out with at all. This situation is just making me feel bothered. You don't have to be the cool girlfriend. It sounds like they went on a date, to be honest. He didn't contact you because he was busy with her. He said it's not the same because I'm a girl. No. Sexism is not a reasonable excuse for, okay for me, but not for thee. I'd be put off by the blatant disrespect. Everyone's boundaries are different, so you do you, but that line as his explanation would be it for me. Nope. Girl, do me a favor and go out with a male friend or coworker the same amount of time he did. Don't update him or anything, and when you come back let's see how he feels. You're upset because your boyfriend went on a date with another woman, and you gave him your blessing. You know you don't have to be the cool girl, right? Your boyfriend has a crush on a coworker and he is spending time outside of work with her. We don't need to be a psychoanalyst to figure out you're jealous. It's fine and you should be honest with him.